Hello again. You know, I posted MVI 7120, remember Bowie Bergdhal? And in that, I talked about what I put into my iPhone, which was a date for the supposed hearing, which was scheduled for the 8th of July, 2015. And I couldn't find anything as to what happened, since it didn't happen. One of my viewers sent me an article. It's on NPR. And the title is Bergdhal's Hearing Postponed Until September. And this was posted on June the 4th, which is sort of interesting. And you'll see a photograph of Bowie Bergdhal. I will attach the link. And it says, the Army has pushed back the date for a preliminary hearing. That's interesting because, well, again, this is June the 8th. I believe he was found guilty, so I don't understand why it's a preliminary hearing, but that's a different story. For Sergeant Bowie Bergdhal, the soldier released in a prisoner exchange with the Taliban last year after spending 5 years in captivity in Afghanistan. I don't know how you're kept in captivity when you're walking around with an AK-47, but that's a different story. The so-called Article 32 hearing on Bergdhal, who had been charged with desertion and misbehavior before the enemy, had been scheduled for July the 8th, but now will take place on September the 17th at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas. You can be sure I'll put that in my iPhone, September the 17th. The Washington Post says, quote, an Army official did not immediately provide a reason for the postponement, but said it was done at the request of Bergdhal's defense team. Bergdhal's attorney, Eugene Fidel, confirmed the request was made in a brief phone conversation on Thursday. He said it was needed to sift through evidence that had been collected, and because his team is still waiting for other information in the case to be released by the Army. Quote, there is still a lot of material that we haven't seen, and we have a pending request for a variety of pieces of evidence and investigative assistance, Fidel said. Well, these attorneys are just doing what attorneys do. They're going to milk this thing for all it's worth, you know? And what more evidence do you need other than the witnesses that were in his squad? He left his weapons. He left everything behind. He left a note behind. He's a traitor. And Barack Hussein Obama released 5 of the worst to assist the Islamic extremists. Why? Because Barack Hussein Obama is himself a radical, extremist, Islamic, homosexual, Muslim, Arab. And what does he want to do? Well, he's doing it. He wants to destroy the American way of life. That's sort of what I think. Anyone that thinks anything other than that, well, you're delusional.